Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Why am I sitting on the floor? What is going on, everyone? I'm going to talk about the markets, client updates. This is Daniël-James Vandenberg with the Money Brew tips and tricks and the show. And why have I been away from video for a while? Because we're changing a few things up. And special thanks to Blaine from the Irish Flute Store, Blaine Chestain, for letting us rent the camera. And yeah, podcasts, we have some coming, but it's dependent on one specific client, as well as the 4 pillars of marketing a website. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about the market downturn and what's happening there, and also what Uncle DT, right? What is going on there? What is a safer investment vehicle in this season, in this market? A cool little setup we have here in the office, basement office, and yeah, what's next? How do you navigate this?
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you.
But check this out. So just start here, and then we'll jump into the computer.
Oh, yeah.
Put
I don't
up this
wanna
here and that, and then let me If you have kiddos, you know what it's like with the chaos or the keeping everything clean and sorted. But let's jump into the station down here. Okay, so let's get into it. Grab a cup of coffee, some water or whatever. This is going to be quite a video. It's made just for you. During tumultuous times, you're going to want to know a lot of these things that we're going to talk about from an everyday person. And I've been battling this whole concept for most of the year. So no handlebars. I'm going to be transparent and fully engage with you guys today to talk about all of this. We'll go through things about the market. We'll talk about strategies in your business, finance stuff that you can do within your personal life, as well as the 4 pillars of marketing and what to execute on that with times like this. We're doing we do this every month almost with clients, and we let them choose between a few different things that are happening. I'll talk about my favorite little secret at the end that's gotten me from tough mental place to a way better place, and including my sales side of things in the business and how we're operating and making all of that work, and making it reciprocal. Funny word. If you've been hearing reciprocal a lot, you know what I'm talking about. Yep, I've seen a lot of this lately, right? It's kind of everywhere. What do you do in this kind of environment, right, where you kind of have all the things going way up and going way down? But I have some reassurances. The largest drops and recoveries, they are probably going to average out. In 1987 we had Black Monday. It was a 557-day drop, just on your pocketbook if you invested long term. Now, real estate was affected during those times. 2008 was 570. COVID 2020 was only 93 days. The Great Depression was only was over a decade, right? So that was a very long time. Eventually these came back to 100% and recovered more. And so don't freak out is the first response everyone says. But I had I'll go down here. I had an agency owner ask me how come you make content that is so different and it doesn't relate to me? They're it doesn't work. And I was well, I'm making the content for my clients and business owners and people in the space, and I'm attracting the right people, and I'm pushing away the wrong people. Agency owners, they're my competitors. Why would they watch my videos unless I'm sharing all the trade secrets? And I want you to think like that. And we have some cool podcasts coming up with a business owner that we've been working with that we thinking to do stuff with. You can see my feed, The Office. Yep, I love The Office. Anyways, and it's just important to realize in this environment, it's still the same stuff. But I made a live stream video on some of these things that was more objective to overcoming adversity. You can go watch that on this link over here. And my thick accent, you guys who know me, I'm from South Africa. Go hit the like and subscribe, drop a comment. Work so freaking hard on this. I shouldn't say that. I don't say that in front of my kids. But hey, for those of you who have kids, you guys are iron, amazing, strong, clad, Irish, ginger, wherever you are in the world, South African, let's go. But just go watch that. It's a really deep video. Talk about some client hacks, some other strategies that we've uncovered. But take a look at this graph. Like, isn't this insane? Okay, so look at the downturn on the S&P 500. For those of you who don't know, it's just the top 500 companies in the United States. 50% drop, right? And then it came back up to 60. But let's measure the whole spread. So if you go all the way over, down to the bottom, it's 49. But if we come back up, that's 100% growth. And you know, the same old saying is you just got a dollar cost average into this. 2002, 2003. This was a 50% drop as well. But it took like 2 years. It's a very long time. So what do you do in a market like that, right? And then over a period of 2007, we came back to 100% and then dropped again. What do you do? Like, what do you invest in? I was talking to so many business owners. I'm like, what are you guys doing? How do you manage this risk? What exactly are we talking about here? And I kept spinning my wheels because I'm like, I need to know, like what. And they're like, let's just hunker down. I'm like, oh, that's not a good enough answer. But from diving deeper, this is what I found. So here comes the first nugget drop. Boom. So this is it. First things first is the mental game, and I'll talk a little bit about it. You got to watch this video from David Goggins and Andrew Huberman. Talks about the neuroscience behind willpower and focusing on the anterior midicfolgate cortex. It's a brain area linked to overcoming challenges and resisting temptations. They emphasize that building the willpower requires consistent effort and facing discomfort and self-reflection. Goggins shares this personal experience of pushing beyond the limits. So what does that look like in your life, and what does that mean? So in my life, I stopped drinking alcohol while we're having our third baby. For my wife, it's like the first time I'm actually doing it. And it's not easy, right? It's like not the simplest thing. I challenge myself now with an ice bath. And this is why you hear so many of these people waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. It works. Like it does work. It can work. And like my wife and I split schedule. You know, we figure out how to make it all gel together, because it's not simple. Life, like the world is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard. But that's built some new patterns. And then we'll also talk about selling and pushing yourself to sell and to do other things through that. Okay. So on that tangent, there is this thing called, and going back to this graph, I was going to say, you know, if you kept buying and holding and you kept adding to your portfolio, you would be up like 600% if you started back then. If you started in COVID, let's just take COVID for example, to now, at the lowest drop, you'd be up 100% still. Okay, like if you started there. So that's the power of long-term and compounding. Like now, like I'm gonna share a little bit on something you can do there that's even more powerful in these downturns. But for my emotional, oops, I didn't show you that graph. There's the graph. Sorry, I'm gonna go back and do this. Yeah, it's COVID back. Okay, all the way 100%, right? Okay, so the next thing was this workshop.
Opposite of being yourself, being authentic, being comfortable in your own skin. Many of us don't know that we are hidden. When you are disconnected from yourself, or you're hidden, you actually disconnect from passion, purpose, abundance, and life.
I can't think of a worse pain than disconnection.
It's very difficult to be present if you can't even be in your person. Many of us are not hiding in our weaknesses.
So this is such a good workshop. I get goosebumps, man, just thinking about it. So I went and signed up for this. I think it's like a couple of $100. You definitely have to check it out. It's by Dave Charleson, and I forget the other speaker's name. It's Blaire Rynolds. And they go way deeper than, you know, the basics, the psyche, all that stuff. So that was one other piece that's like from January has kind of lifted me through the season. Like I went through some hard stuff, man. Especially over this recent quarter. but I've navigated through it, and I'm like probably 10 times stronger than I was before the hardships. And I feel for people that are out there that need help. So, you know, mentally, like, we can't give up. That's like the worst. The last resort is giving up on something and saying, I'm just gonna give up. You know what? Because everyone around you gets affected. You get affected. If, like, go call that number, right? In Colorado, it's 988. Anyways, the next was the greatest salesman in the world. And what is amazing about this book is it's not just a sales book. It gives you 10 scrolls, like, from this gentleman who bumped into, it's a fictional story, but bumped into Paul, and then had given his coat or his garment to, like, baby Jesus. And the parallel is so insane and amazing, to go back in time and meet this guy who's back then the greatest salesman, right? And how he did it and why he did it, and then reflect that on your daily, like, how to accomplish things. Because some of us are super good at this, others totally not good at it all. Okay, my next thing is I was looking at funding, and I was looking at, well, what can we do to grow the business, consolidate, or do different things. But we had a one-on-one expert call with team at Hello Skip. They're a grant program for businesses and nonprofits, and so you can apply for these grants, these credits, and see how you do. I mean, they have tons of them. They have an AI business plan, which I use, and to elevate my business and to learn more about what I'm doing. They also help with EIDL assistance, and the owner has a weekly live stream. And so the whole purpose of this video is not to, like, I have nothing to sell you on any of this stuff, just to show you what's out there and the power. So yeah, I do one-on-one, and I found the, like, most inexpensive like, loan programs and rates to consolidate and grow in other areas. Now, if you don't have that option, this isn't the best option, but you could do a 0 annual fee with a 0% interest, but you will pay like 3 or 4% upfront, right? So like a 12-month on a credit card to buy yourself some time in this difficult season. I'm going to share the secret about investing. Where do you park your money? Because it's coming. But anyways, I love Chase. You can book through their portal. Same with American Express. Those are my two favorites. And I use a combination of these two cards. So for everything I spend this 5% card on. Everything else, like shipping and advertising, I spend on the 3 times rewards. And then Amex, they have, this is where you park your money. You could do a money market account or a savings account. It's better than cash. In any country you're in, this is where you park your money. Don't put it in cash. It's just going to sit there. Fidelity has one that I use that I really like. It's called the SPAX, and it gets 4.65, sometimes 3.99. The longer you hold it, it could change, but usually you're holding it for a year and it's paying out that dividend. Everyone just, that's like one technique. Now, flipping it over and around, I was going to show you guys the best portfolio layout that I have like researched over 3 or 6 or 7 different. Basically, you know, you break it into this pie, and over the long haul, look at this, you're still navigating super duper high. Over 3 years, even with that massive drop, you're still up 48, which is way more than some of the numbers we showed earlier. Now, in a week, it has dropped, and then we had recent news of it pumping back up on Uncle DJ T saying, hey, get it pumped up. So I showed you the SPAC, I showed you that. There's also Robinhood. You can get a free stock with them, and then I am affiliated with Robinhood, and then they have a 4%. I think that could change though. Over the years, we'll see what they go for. Next is kind of marketing leverage, right? So like in your personal brand, you can kind of look at some of these numbers. We've just really carved out pieces that make so much sense in how you should grow, how TikTok is doing over the seasons, paid search versus email marketing versus display advertising, like where's going to be your best return on investment. I'm so proud of like using these numbers because we do this with clients during consulting sessions, strategy sessions, and we just talk about it like, okay, well, if you're going B2B, should we go SEO or should we go events? Or should we go email? And I really like email. I've showed this graph a lot about how we use a shotgun marketing approach to generate like 1 million with 14,000 ad spend on different platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Google. And that is another strategy for people. This is our account, and just to show you kind of how the videos get pumped out to different places, using your percentages to figure out like where we're going to get, like our average cost per click is 11 cents. How? Because usually it's like $3 or $2. Our clients also this month we're doing like a pump out on the 4 pillars of SEO for us, which is backlinking other websites. Then the next pillar is loading speed, and then on-page keywords and off-page keywords. If you look at these data reports we send out to clients on the 28th of every month, they're so powerful. If we look at your overall website, like how are we doing? Are we growing in traffic or are we declining, right? And that is something that we work on very closely with, either with marketing, web traffic. Within your website too, special thanks to our like diehard, we've been doing a lot of oil and gas, industrial businesses, manufacturing. So I just want to say thanks to you guys who are out there. Giving us really cool content to work from, showing us what you guys are about, how you're working on stuff. It's been incredible just to see the influx, right? Like what's insulated right now is like used vehicles. If you can't import stuff because there's too many taxes and tariffs, people are going to fix things. They're going to keep the old stuff and make it better, and industrial is going to grow. But it's going to take a while. This is not like a quick thing. This could take many, many years. Like even the next generation is the only one that'll probably see that from, let's say, America, you know, trying to be even more advanced. In terms of SEO on page, like whenever you see these green dots, that's pages we've worked on and we made better. If you're on WordPress or you're on Wix, this is like for real, like how we do it. And we want green, like as much as we can on pages and posts. Pages, got quite a lot of them in green. Blogs, blogs. So on this website, this premium apartment locators, we did a full SEO cleanup. And then there's something that we do that like no other company can do at the level that we've done. It's probably a superpower from the team, and that's why we call it like Design Tomorrow Together. Is the design functionality, the city layouts, integrations with, you know, could even be realtor integrations. This one, for example, we did a lot on here with the home video. See it kind of show up here in a second. There it goes. But then with that, this page is loading at 97% performance. Put any website in the Google page speed search engine, and it's hard to beat this. Like it's nearly impossible. I don't even think Amazon is that high. Okay, let's get to my last tip here for this video. So insulate your business, build your network, build your community, use financing to get you to a different place that you need to be, and then build a moat. So one of our moats is we are a partner with like most of our platforms, and we're able to post on like all of our social through a CRM that we've been consulting clients on, and we get to see our results, how we're growing, what performance we have. And not just that, we've been able to do like email marketing. Like this is one thing you own in like a hard time. It's your email list, your people, your community. When we send emails, we get like a 35% click rate, 100% open rate. Why? Because we clean the email list, we like work on it, we do what we need to do. The team is performing that over and over again. We have like an affiliate dashboard. You guys want to share that with people, and the cost is not even that high. It's really just sitting down, having a free strategy session with us. This is our listings. So we have listings on like Siri, Alexa, these are articles pointing back to us, and we got already 5,000 impressions. Like there's a lot of secret, awesome, good stuff happening because we've put so much work into it. You can also run your automations out of here. We can run, like I said, cleaning the email list, doing what needs to be done on that perspective. And so like if you're looking for a CRM that's gonna level up with you, but can be built, like I can copy and paste any snapshot I've built, any blueprint strategy that we've developed, I can move from here into an account. It's remarkable. And you can do pipelines as well, an opportunity. Every phone call, every text message is going to be tracked, as well as your email, your SMS, like I said earlier, your conversations. You can go find all of them back here. And then they have an AI voice assistant. So you could do conversational AI. You can do outbound, inbound. It's in like, it goes on and on. So when I sit with a client, we'll just pull back the onion layers to figure out what needs to be done for them. And one of those is like when we look at how people come through channels, how many emails we need to send to them to get a profitable number. And we use these metrics to get there. So like we can build a really ultimate high impact strategy in a time where you have, let's say, a little bit of free time where you need to figure some stuff out. There's going to be something that I like to call automation, a little bit of AI, a little bit of innovation, right? So this is what we did for one of our clients, Advanced Energy Management. They have a solution now that will actually send out text messages to like all the oil field techs and people out there. If something is wrong on a plant, they have done it so that it will work on like every level. So for example, email send outs, text messaging, that's over 20 to 30,000 that gets sent out, per company. And I'm working closely with this network, and big shout out to Kaleb Smith. I just consulted him on that. I just really sat down and said, how do we solve that? How do we make it work for his solution? And so he was gracious enough to work with me. So big shout out to Kaleb Smith. I think he's on LinkedIn. Really smart guy he's been in the oil, like he's worked in energy, he's worked in so many different amazing places. And there's one of my clients showing up here as well, Adkins Electrical, very amazing commercial company. Which a big shout out to you, Kaleb. We've done so much good work. Him and his father have done so many cool things. They're up in Wyoming. Something I forgot to mention was house hacking. So in Florida, this had happened where the market had tanked after the hurricanes, and basically because of the insurance and all those things that had happened, we saw a decline of so much in single family homes. If you look at this number over here, 92% of Florida's market, while single families or condos dropped by 92%, and single family homes prices fell 66%. That means there was a gap and an opportunity for you to pick up a property and watch it increase later, versus wherever you are in a different state or country and things like that. So you can do that. And then we did this a lot when we didn't have kids, but you can Airbnb your house and make that work, ride the wave, save the capital, or just have family move in with you so that you have less of a burden. This is huge, especially when you're doing stuff like this. Now, I also needed to mention this, right? So if you take 10%, 20% of your expenses, let's say it's $10,000 that you are working with every month, the profit was like $4,000. If you cut your expenses by 20 or 25, obviously the ones that you need to cut, don't cut web expenses, please guys. No, I mean, those are essential. Like your brand and your website is like reputation that you can't live without. Without that, you don't have that front of house 24/7 salesperson working behind the scenes to pick up people and bring them into your access of what you're doing. Anyways, if you did 25, you would be more than doubling your original profit of what you started with, which is just incredible. Yeah, so that's it. Drop us a referral. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. These are some of our clients and connections. We do like $100 to a 10% indefinite payout. if someone signs up and works DGM design as a community and in our group. And the last and final thing, go work in different spaces. It has opened a world of opportunity for me, like working in hotel lobbies, not just the office, libraries, music, like, you know, you can work in malls, gyms, restaurants, and sometimes working at the place that your client demographic is going to be is the best way to do it. But anyhow, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.